contorting and you know you're uncomfortable, at one point you're going to want to break free. You're going to want to get out. So for anybody who's feeling that, recognize that if you have that feeling, it's because you are compromising something deep within you, whether it's your values, your settling, your people pleasing. Those are not your feelings to live up to. We constantly try to prove that we're good enough, that we're worthy, that we're smart enough, that we're successful enough against somebody else's standard. And that's exhausting. That's why we feel so empty and try to numb the feelings, try to numb the emptiness with food and alcohol and drugs and social media, because we don't feel fulfilled. The choices we've made in our lives are not really our choices, and they're not fulfilling us. And so for those people who are feeling that restlessness, listen to it and acknowledge it, because there's something stirring in you for a reason. Yeah. And then figure out what it is that's calling you. Figure out what it is that you want to be doing differently. It starts there, honoring yourself enough to say, I want the life that I deserve, and I'm willing to step off the path that everyone else is on in order to go try. The fear is there. Always. Absolutely. Always.
Absolutely. What makes you happy? What makes you fulfill, like knowing your purpose in life, not being a follower, but trying to know what's make you good, what's make you feel good.
Exactly.
You know, we all love different color. I might love the red, but you have to love the red because I love the red. You need to find your color. You need to find what can make you feel fulfilled, and and then also trying to find your life mission. What is matter? What is your life mission? Because people never get time to sit down and think about what I want to be. Who am I? What am I different to others?
Yeah. And what I like about that is that your life mission doesn't need to be connected to somebody else. You know, you can still be a great mother and have a life mission that is separate from motherhood. You can still be a wonderful employee, but have a life mission that is different than your job or your relationship or your connection to your parents.
Absolutely.
Your life mission needs to be yours. And so many of us have attached to other people that external validation, approval, love, acceptance. To feed our feelings of, okay, I think I made it. I'm good enough. I've proved myself. But we don't have that self-love, and it starts there. It has to start there.
Absolutely. And I love that when you said you have to start there, because you have to start with us, not with somebody else, you know. And the society has shaped people that way, you know, and they shape the success level. Success has to be that way, not this way.
Exactly.
If you're not doing this, you're not successful. If you don't have a master's degree, you're not successful. If you don't have a doctorate, you're not successful. If they
measure.
Doctor, it's too much pressure on even kids sometimes that has a potential talent. They cannot express their talent and potential because as sooner as they are growing, their father or mom are trying to tell them, I want you to be a lawyer. Like they're projecting their dream.
Of course.
To the girl, to the man, to the future, you know, young men or young ladies. So it's something that we need to find ourselves first. We need to
absolutely. And I think the even deeper level is for those people of color, Black, Indigenous people of color, the messages are also very different in that you have to work harder, you have to be better, you have to prove yourself. So each one of those seeds that gets planted in childhood grows to be overachieving, hyperachieving, hustle hard mentality, never rest, be a superwoman, you know, exceed beyond all odds. And that pressure to perform and excel and exceed is exhausting. And God help you if you fail. God help you if you don't measure up to one of the standards that you've been working towards. You disappoint your family, your culture, your race, your gender. There are so many things that young people and people our age that are carrying, thinking, are any of these mine? Are any of these things that I'm carrying right now, do they actually belong to me, or am I carrying them for someone else and making them mine?
Absolutely.
A lot of the time it's other people's stuff.
Yes, and a lot of time it's to please others, is
Of
to please.
course.
But
Yeah.
how can a woman can, you know, get herself free for people, from pleasing people? What is the tools that you use to be free of that, you know, mindset?
Yeah, this is what I teach, because this is what I had to do myself. I always say I never teach what I haven't done. And I think the very first thing is the belief that you are worthy. You are worthy of making a choice in your life that is for you. It doesn't mean that the other people in your life don't matter. It doesn't mean that you value them less, but it means at least you're on the priority list. Because so many women aren't even on their own priority list because they're so busy pleasing other people. We haven't been taught how to say no. We haven't been taught how to create a boundary around parents, family, friends, our time, our energy. We give by nature, a lot of us. And then we say, okay, I have nothing left to give. Oh, but somebody else is coming to take, so I'll give just a little bit more. I'll give just a little bit more until we have absolutely nothing left in the tank. We're overwhelmed. We're exhausted, depleted. We're balancing way too much on our plates and still feeling completely empty and lost because none of it is for us. And so the worthiness, the belief that you are worthy of pausing your life and saying, what do I want here? COVID, you know, has been a tremendous example for a lot of women I've been working with, because it slowed them down enough, just enough to realize how burnt out they were, how absolutely exhausted they were, how they didn't give themselves time or space to breathe in the chaos. And now a lot of them are sitting and saying, okay, so what do I want next? Because we've never given ourselves the opportunity to slow down long enough, because we've always been proving, working, striving for more.
Whoa. And I really agree with you on the fact that we need to like have time with you know, for ourselves. We run too much.
Yeah.
We run too much. We are, you know, women are multitask, and in general, you know, they have the ability to do a lot of things at the same time, but we must sometimes, you know, slow down and just, you know, trying to focus on ourselves. Like, what am I doing? And ask the right question. What am I doing this? Am I doing this for this person, or am I trying to fulfill someone else's dream for myself? I need to slow down. I need to have time with myself, coffee with myself, check myself, check my heart, check my motives, and know why am I doing this, right?
And that's a choice. That in itself is a choice, to slow down long enough to tune into your body and what your body is telling you, what your heart is telling you, what your head is telling you. We distract ourselves with absolutely everything to avoid having to do that deep inner work.
Yeah.
That actually helps us recognize that, okay, you know what, maybe this isn't working for me. Maybe trying to live up to this person's standards isn't working for me. Maybe giving all of my time and energy isn't working for me. What can I do differently? You know, we read the books, we listen to the podcasts, we surround ourselves with all of the information, but if it doesn't follow with action, it's just floating there. That's great. You write a book and you want to change your life and you feel the fire in you. But if you don't take action after that and stand up for yourself, speak up, put a boundary up, honor yourself, respect yourself, well, then I hope you enjoyed your book, but your life isn't going to change. And I know that sounds harsh, but I'm a wake-up call. It's, if you don't like this, then what are you going to do differently? It's this or better. Evolve or repeat. Those are the options now.
Wow. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And but I have a question. Like, you said that you were 8 years in a company, and then you just, you know, give up on everything.
Yeah.
And then you just, but is there any situation, have you experienced the burnout, or have you experienced any situation mentally that push you to say, oh,
Oh
stop,
yeah.
I'm tired?
Oh, I was broken. I was emotionally and mentally broken from a lot of things in my life, because I was one of those high achievers that wouldn't slow down, that doesn't stop. I wasn't sleeping because I had kids. I think moms can like relate to that. But then I was now in an environment where, like near the end, where I was not feeling respected, discriminated against, feeling like I had to compromise my values, my core values, in order to show up to work. That was so deeply offensive to my soul that I tell people, I tell my coach that I would not have survived, not literally, but my spirit would not have survived had I stayed. And I watched people in a similar or same state of just complete brokenness, because of how they felt, how they were treated. And this could be at work, it could be in a relationship, it could be in a lot of different aspects of your life.
Absolutely.
But you've got to make a choice. I'm grateful and I'm very privileged to have a husband that supports me and a family that supported my decision, as irrational as they thought it might have been at the time. But they saw how different I was because of the environment I was in for 7 hours of my day. So if you look at your day, and 7 hours you're spending trying to be happy and putting on a face and making sure that you're showing up and doing your job, and then you go home to your family and you're miserable. That's not how I wanted my children, my daughters, to see me, let alone that's not what I wanted to give back to them. That's not fair. So it took me a while to get to the point from burnout to quitting. But in that, there was a lot of soul searching and a lot of support that I looked for, because otherwise I was just going to be another zombie walking down the hallways saying, boy, what happened to my life? I can't wait till I retire.
Yes.
That wasn't the life I chose. But definitely burnout, exhaustion, emotional, like to the core. I can't even express how tired I was in the core of my being, because of how negatively this environment, this pace, this experience was weighing on me. And so if anybody is relating to that, know that even when there are no choices, there are still choices. There's always an exquisite moment of choice. One of my coaches told me, there's always an exquisite moment of choice where you get to decide what happens next.
I like it. Absolutely. And we don't have to wait for tomorrow or for another 10 years. Some people just have to wake up at 50 years old, 45 years old, and they have to change, like their career, or change, their position to finally do what they like. It takes them, longer time to decide and say, this is not for me.
Right.
But as you said, that investing 7 hours of your day,
of your life,
in a miserable condition, it also impacts your mental health. It impacts your, everything, your relationship, your interaction with people, because you're not feeling happy. And then it can also be a burden for the other people that are suffering. That are not, your sufferings can be also, can impact other people's life.
Absolutely.
Because if you're not happy, you will affect those around you.
You just radiate it. Yeah.
It's the wrong energy that you are releasing around you. And then you are not aware of it, but you are also probably infecting other people.
Yeah. Nobody wants to spend time with someone who's always miserable. I think that's just a fact. If you're always miserable, I doubt that there are a lot of people who want to be in your presence. And I want to just make it clear. I was there for 8 years. I had 2 babies there. That means 2 maternity leaves. It served me in some ways. I made great relationships and friendships. I did great work there. But when it stopped working for me and I stopped having the passion for the work that I did, I job crafted as much as I could. And then I decided, what do I need in order to get out? Because otherwise I'd still be there. And who knows, I would be miserable. I guarantee I would be miserable, because as in a relationship, you can't survive where you're not respected, valued. Just respect, I think, is the most basic.
Yes.
If you're not respected, you can't survive. No matter how good you are, no matter what you do, it's never going to be good enough.
Absolutely. And even when I read your story, I guess you were working for government. And it's really secure and is a high level job, I guess.
It's a great job, but not for me.
Not for you.
Yeah.
Not for you.
Not for me.
And
people are there and they love it. Fantastic. I'm not, you know, diminishing what they do or how they contribute. It hasn't gotten to them the same way it got to me. I'm very sensitive. I take in a lot. And so for me, it was like, this is not what I want to be. I don't want to be in this space, in this, like, even the building. Sure, it was a great job security wise.
Yes.
But not for me.
And
that's why I chose to leave. And it was when I handed in my resignation and that the person who received it, my boss, said, okay, thanks, and turned around and went back to his work. No, what can we do differently? I'm so shocked. What's going on here? He turned around and went back to his computer. I went back to my desk knowing that I made the best decision ever. And that moment was character building. Like, that was character building for me, because in that moment I knew that I chose me. I chose me, I chose my family, and I chose what was best. I refused to settle.
Wow. I love it. I love it. You're really empowering me even today. I love your energy, Suzanne. You are such a phenomenal woman. I love it. I love what you just said.
Thank you.
How do you define your success and purpose in life?
Well, my success probably isn't defined like other people. So I believe that you define your version of success. Success for me is being able to live my life, so financially, in a way that my family and I are taken care of. It means having time. It means not being so crammed in by a schedule and confined by a schedule. I love freedom. I value freedom. I value time. So where I have that flexibility and pliability, that for me is success. It means that I call the shots. It means that I get to infuse my creativity in my work. It means that I don't have one job title. I don't do one job title. I never have. It was always, but I like so many things. So I get to pick and choose my favorite things every single day I go to work. I get to choose what I love and what I'm good at. And I designed it that way. That for me is success. I designed what I have right now, and I continue to design it and evolve it so that it works for my life. And for me, that type of freedom is success.
Wow. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. Suzanne, you were empowering me today. I don't know about people who are watching us, but in my end, I'm so blessed today because you are really talking to me. In some ways, you don't know, but I probably will have opportunity to talk to you in private. But this is something that empowering me right now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I don't know, people doesn't have question right now, but I would like to ask you another question.
Yeah, sure.
So if you could turn back to the time and talk to your 18 years old,
yeah.
what would you tell her?
Oh my God.
So many
things. Stop relaxing your hair. That's what I'd say. Let it out. Do what you want it to do. Stop fighting it. Stop trying to fit into that box.
Okay.
I would also tell her to appreciate who you are and the skin you're in. You may not see it reflected. You may not see it around you. You are beautiful, not physically only, but inside is what makes you beautiful, and own it. Own it and love yourself first. That's what I would tell my 18-year-old self. Beyond that, it would be figure out who you are before you go deciding what you want to be in life. we're sending kids to university and college and in the trades so young. I grew up in OAC when they had OAC. I know that dates me, but we had OAC. That extra year even didn't prepare me to figure out who I was or what I wanted. I just knew that the next checkbox was to go to school. And the one after that was to go to grad school. And then the one after that was to get a job and then get married. So I'd say just go live. Yeah. Go live, you know, be responsible, but go live a little bit. Have a little bit of excitement. Use your energy. Just be uncaged, right? Like just go live a little, you know, talk to people, ask them what they did, what was their path, and learn from them, because there's not just one path. They tell you there's one path, but there are so many paths. Talk to people and find out what their paths were.
Wow, I love it. There is so many paths. There are many paths. If you fell, you can try again. Try again. Don't be, you know, don't be afraid to fail. You know.
Oh, that's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't take it personally if you fail, because you fail forward. You fail, you learn, you pivot, you grow always. I did not, thankfully, but also now in retrospect, I didn't fail at a lot of stuff. I'm a high achiever by nature. I didn't fail at a lot of stuff, but that robbed me of those times when I would fail and have to get back up. So now it's harder to fail because I'm not comfortable with this idea of failure. I have to deprogram that failure isn't a bad thing. It is a growth opportunity, right? So there's just so many small pivots I would have told my younger self that I tell anybody who's listening, that if there's a message you're telling your younger self, tell it to yourself now. Tell it to yourself now and heed your own advice. That's what I would say. Just take that 18-year-old and then what do you need to know now from that? Because there's lots of time. There's still time.
Absolutely. Like be your own coach.
Yes.
Have a coach, but be your own coach as well.
You are responsible for the outcomes. Even if you have a coach, they will hold you, as my coaching program has taught me and as my coach does, naturally, creative, resourceful, and whole. You have the answers to your life. You have the solutions. Trust yourself. Listen to that little voice that you've been taught to ignore, to silence, and listen to it. And you will find every answer that you're looking for already inside of you.
Absolutely. I love that one too. I love all your answer. I love all your answer. Okay.
It took a while to get here, just in case anybody's wondering if it happened overnight. No, it didn't. It took a long time to get here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also you are also experienced, you know, from the little time that you are spending on this earth, you have already gained experience, and then you can, you know, you are well placed to give advice and to youngers, and also even to yourself now, because you've been through experiences that makes you grow, and then you 100%. Can talk from there.
Yeah. And I don't teach what I haven't done. And these are the messages I want to give to my daughters. These are the messages I give to other women. This is what's important. Do not abandon yourself for someone else. You have to be right here first. This is home.
Yes.
Inside of you is home first. And so many of us are off course. We need to come back home.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Yeah.
What is the key advice you can give to someone that like key advice to someone to live an unconventional life?
Yeah. It's funny that this came up for me in my coaching. I would say Champagne on Tuesday is the epitome of living an unconventional life. And that's my Facebook group. And people are like, what does it mean? What does Champagne on Tuesday mean?
Yes.
For me, it means I was brought up that champagne is something you have on special occasions when you're celebrating. You save it for Sunday or Christmas. It's not something that you have every day.
Yes.
That is conventional thinking. That is a conventional life. And I'm not here for that. I want to have champagne on Tuesday, because that is my message to say, seize this day, seize every day that you have as a gift, because it is a special occasion. Every day you do something outside of your comfort zone is a special occasion. So celebrate it, live it. Don't press snooze on your life over and over again, waiting for the next milestone or occasion. Today, pop that champagne, drink it, share it, spread that enthusiasm and love and passion with others, because that's what life is. And we've forgotten how to live our lives now, because we're always looking for that next thing. You know what? Celebrate today.
Yes.
Champagne on Tuesday.
Like, live on the present, not the future. Embrace every second, every moment, every season of your life needs to be celebrated.
Yes.
Even they are pink or dark, you need to celebrate and then grow from
all of it.
Yes.
All of it. And so many women are waiting. Oh, well, I'll get a coach when my life, eases up a little bit, when I'm not so busy, or I'll do that with my kids when I've got time. You have time. It's just, it's occupied by other stuff that you probably don't need in your space. Yes. Start purging, clear the path, make room for the things you want in your life, and then do those things. Because all of the other stuff, the expectations, the pressures, the stuff, it's probably not even yours. So stop focusing so much of your time on other people's stuff.
Wow. Amazing. So what is the words of affirmation you use often in your day, or what type of word of affirmation you like your every day?
Every day. Probably the one that has stuck with me the most is when I was in therapy, and my therapist said, you're overwhelmed, you're spinning. This isn't the life you want, and you need to find something inside of you to start making those big choices. He said, do you want to be remembered as the woman who doubted or dared? And for me, that was, I said, I don't want to live my life doubting my choices, my life, my path. I want to be the one who dares to take that road less traveled, the one who dares to do something that not everybody else is doing, the one who dares to trust herself enough to do something a little bit different, a little bit unconventional. So for me, she doubted or she dared is something that I carry with me. And when fear creeps in, because it does often, I come back to, which woman do I want to be remembered as? Who is the woman I want to be right now in this moment? Yes. And what woman am I modeling for my daughters?
Wow. That's powerful. That's really powerful.
Thank you.
Oh my God. I'm so amazed today. I'm just so amazed and empowered and excited to be here with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, this is what it feels like to feel alive again, right? This is the exchange of energy when you can see what's possible. When you feel stuck and you see someone else was stuck, but they got out of it and they're on the other side going, come on, it's great over here. That's the energy exchange that happens. I live for this in my work, because to watch and witness a woman wake up and realize that everything before her, she has choice over, that she can say no, that she can pick what she wants for dinner, not just what everybody else wants to eat. It's those little moments of choice, but also the big things. Where do I want my life to go? What am I passionate about? Where do I fit into this life that I've created?
Yes.
When she realizes that she's worth all of that, oh my God, like unstoppable.
Yeah, you live a life without limits.
Yes, exactly.
You live a life freely without limit, and you enjoy every second, every moment of being yourself.
Yes.
Being in your shoes.
Yes, living your life fully expressed. As a confident, proud, empowered, audacious, bold woman, all of you all of you, whether or not people like it, it doesn't even matter. But the fact that you can show up every day in every situation as yourself without hiding, without pretending, that's life. That is life.
Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. There is someone that asked a question.
Cool.
And she says, are there people or books that inspire you?
Yeah, of course. Yes. I can't even talk about my bookshelf. So when I was working the 9 to 5, I'm a creative in small ways. I read Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic. Blew my mind. I bought the book, I bought the audio, and I bought the ebook. I loaned it out to a friend of mine because that book for me was just like, holy cow, I can do all of this. Elaine Welteroth's book, More Than Enough. I've got Glennon Doyle's book, Untamed, beside me. I just purchased Alicia Keys's book. Anything that is a narrative of a woman stepping into her power, into her space, and taking up all of that space for herself, as herself. No masks, no holds barred, just completely herself. Brene Brown's work, of course, is pivotal around daring greatly and the gift of imperfection. Like as we shed all of these pieces of this identity that has been given to us and actually drill into the person we are and see the person we want to be, that's where we start to build our new version, the newer version of ourselves. So those are some of the books. I'm looking at my shelf. Anything Oprah too. Anything Oprah's written is great too.
I guess she was trying to know what type of books you read that empower you, but she probably had the answer.
Yeah, I love empowerment books, but again, I'll say it. Those are all great, but if you don't put them into action, it just floats. It floats and you say, oh, well, that's nice, but not me. I can't do that. No, yes, you can. So action and accountability go hand in hand. And so for anybody who's feeling like, oh, I just picked up a really great book, but I don't know what to do with it now. I don't know what to do with the lessons. Get a coach, because they are going to peel away and unlock all of those deep pieces of you that resonated. Like you want to talk movies, Moana. Oh my God, Moana changed my life. Moana was the inspiration for me to quit my job. I was like, I do belong somewhere else. I am going to venture out across the horizon. Forget this place. Like that was life-changing for me. Thank you, Disney. Frozen 2, another one where it's like, holy crap, Elsa, you're coming into your own. You're listening to your intuition. You're following yourself. Like,
yes.
Like where were these messages when we were kids? Thank God they're here now, because so many women can resonate with them. They relate on a visceral level. And it's like, yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason you feel connected to Elsa and Anna and Moana and Merida and all of those other Disney princesses, because they are saying everything that you've wanted to say but haven't had the voice to in your own life. Watch those movies again. If they speak to you, then follow your heart.
Oh my God. Amazing, amazing. So do you recommend those books for women who want to step out the comfort zone and, trying to live the life that they want to live?
Yeah, and I think the reason I recommend some of those books is because we're all sitting here waiting for someone to give us permission to be big and take up space and be bold and make big choices for our lives. You give yourself permission. And I find when I read the stories of other women who have done that for themselves, it's like, wait, what am I waiting for? Who am I waiting for? Yes. I'm going to save myself in this story. There's not going to be a prince or princess charming that's going to be like, oh, let me save the day. I'm going to make the choices that are going to change my life. And that is going to have a ripple effect to my ancestors and to my daughters and the generations going forward. Like the buck stops here, breaking of chains and moving forward in a direction that is powerful and meaningful for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So based on everything that you just said, I can see that your story is amazing. Your story, needs to be heard and worldwide. Have you ever think of writing a book? A
Oh.
story or?
Oh yeah, of course. But then those little mean girls in my ears are like, who wants to hear your story? So I feel like the more I talk about my story, I'm like, yeah, you know what? If I talk about my story, maybe I'm inspiring someone. And
Yeah.
then it'll come to the point where I want to start putting it on paper. But yeah, definitely. I think everybody has a story to tell. I
Yeah.
want mine to be a good read. I want mine to be an interesting story where it's not, oh great, she did all the things she was supposed to, the end. It's holy crap. Like the road was not straight, and look at how differently her life turned out as a result of stepping into her power.
Wow, amazing. And I encourage you to do it. I encourage you
Thank you.
start writing and to inspire more people with your story. Your story is amazing.
Thank you.
So as a coach, I know some people like to say is that they don't need a coach. They can do everything by themselves. They are responsible enough. They don't need people to tell them what they have to do. What do you think about that? Do you think we should have a personal coach in every aspect of our life, or is it not necessary?
Yeah, first, a coach will never tell you what to do. If you have a coach that tells you what to do, find another coach, because we don't claim to have the answers for your life. I thought coaching was a luxury until I realized it saved me. Coaching saved me and allowed me to tap into places in my consciousness and in my being in ways that I never thought imaginable. Coaching has challenged me. It has pushed me. It has held me in this sacred container of feeling and being completely limitless, but also loved. Loved. For anyone who has considered having a coach and thinking, oh, I don't need one. Listen, we can get ourselves to a point, because if you're self-motivated, internally motivated, you'll get yourself to a point. If you want to level up, if you want to get higher, go farther, you get a coach to guide your way with you, to walk alongside with you. If you're stuck somewhere, you can't get unstuck without a helping hand. A coach is that helping hand. It's the wake-up call. It's the catalyst. You can call your coach whatever you want. My coach is phenomenal. The coaches that have crossed my path are phenomenal individuals that have changed me, each in a different way. And so if you're on the fence thinking, oh, I don't know, it's a big investment, comes back to worthiness. It comes back to worthiness. You are worthy of creating the life you want, and you are worthy of the investment it takes to do that. I fully believe that.
Absolutely. And I'm the person who believes that we must invest in ourselves. We must invest. It's very important to invest in ourselves, even though you need to pay a coach to help you find a clarity in your life, help you design your life. It's worthy. It's
absolutely
worthy, because this person will guide you and then help you get where you should be.
Beyond. Oh my gosh. I've been working with my coach probably for a year now, but I went through coaching training where you're also coached by those learning how to coach. And the changes I've made in my life and have seen in my life as a result, exponential. Like, there's no way I would be here doing this work if I hadn't been pushed by my coach and encouraged and championed by my coach to be able to do this work. If I could give this to everyone, I would, because it has changed my life that fundamentally, completely changed my life.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you. And if there is a lady that is listening to us right now and you are hesitant to find a coach, you are in a moment of your life, you're trying to figure it out. What is the next step? What is the next move? I advise you to get yourself a coach. I have a coach, and I love to go to her when I have a question. And it is something that is very important. And they also help you get clarity, help you find your life path and what is fit with your personality. With a coach, I found what is my color of life, what is my personality, what type of career and job I can do. And all of that is through someone who were trained to help me to get to where I should. So if there is anyone listening to us, don't hesitate. And it's
reach
something that
out,
is
for goodness
absolutely
sakes.
important.
Yeah, if you find, if there's anything I've said today that resonates for you or that lands and you're like, oh yeah, I want that, book a session with me, a free 30-minute session, experience coaching. You can't really explain what coaching is. You have to experience it. You have to find the right fit of a coach, because your coach is going to be with you through the really yucky, messy, dark stuff, but they're also going to be there when you step out of that and into this light space. So you have to find a coach that fits. Try a couple on, test a couple out and see what fits. But definitely, if you're curious about coaching or having or hiring a coach, best investment I've ever made.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we can see the result as well.
Thank you.
So how people can get in touch with you if they want to have a one-on-one session? That we shall encourage, for people who are listening to us or will listen on a replay. If you are looking for a coach that can help you, help you design a new life for you. And Suzanne is a really amazing coach, and she will be able to give you the detail of, you can also give a detail of how they can contact you.
Absolutely. Facebook is where I live. It is where the magic happens. Friend me on Facebook. Don't go to my business page. I don't do much on my business page. Susan Crawford on Facebook, magic. I will drop a link in the comments under this video for a 30-minute free discovery call if somebody is interested and wants to reach out. Simple as that. You can see my website, merakiinspired.com. I will also drop a link to that as well. But yeah, I welcome women who are interested and wanting to lead their lives their way, who want to step out of the box, out of the matrix, out of the confines that have held them so tightly, and they just want to break free. They want the freedom in their own lives, so that they can show others what's possible, so they can be themselves. No more hiding, no more pretending, no more settling. We've done that long enough in our lives. We're done with that now. We're going to move on, and we're going to level up, and we're going to be bigger and better and bolder and louder than before. And you know what? Not everybody's going to like it, but
absolutely. We need to choose for ourselves, Amazing.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. It was a pleasure to having you on our IRIS Consultation series. I know people that will listen to this podcast will be really amazingly blessed. And I hope that we will have another opportunity to work together in presential, where you will be, through the organization, we can link some people to you for the coaching and also work together, who knows. And if you have any last word to say to a woman today about living an unconventional life, what do you want?
I would say it starts with finding your way inside first. Find your way home inside to yourself first. And that is how you start to lay the groundwork for living an unconventional life. I'm going to swear, just so you know, but I believe all of this falls into being unapologetic, unconventional, and unfuckwithable. That is where you determine your worth, your success, your happiness, and fulfillment. And it all starts with you. So get ready to go on a journey. If you want to work together, reach out, please do that. And for anybody who's watching, thank you for taking the time today. And thank you, Mariama.
Thank you, Suzanne, and have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourself.
You too. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.